This is a Heathkit DX-40, back from the era of the late 50s and early 60s. It was my first transmitter, not this particular one, I don't think. Was my first transmitter. You see this little label up here. When I advertise this on QRZ, they make you do a label up there, and so that they don't get people who are scamming others. So I'm going to get rid of the label. Don't need that anymore. I have a vertical, or otherwise known as a dummy load, set up there so we can see how it works. This is a rather good DX-40. It says when I bought it, it said it was restored, and I took some pictures, which you will see or can see, and it does look restored, and it has something in it that a child author put a new transform in it. Peter Dahl, I don't know if he's related to Roald Dahl, who does child books, but maybe he has a side thing that he goes by a different name, Peter Dahl, because he doesn't do these, he does these child stories. And so in any event, I'm going to, I've loaded it up on this frequency, but then I'm going to load it up on some other frequencies and show you that it does in fact work. So I'm going to put it in transmit, and you see the bulb lights up pretty good, and you get a pretty decent carrier up there. I don't know what the scan rate is on the phones that make it look like that, but I can't help it. In any event, I put it in the phone position, and you can see the microphone's way over here. It is pretty sensitive. It picks up, hello, test 1 2 3 4, test 1 2 3 4, and you can see that it does modulate, and so that's on 80 meters. It doesn't. I'm not giving it with crystal, so I have to put another. I gotta change the crystal in there, which I just did, and let me put it up on 40 meters and put it in the tune position. Get it up to about 2 mils. I'm going to bring this down. That's the tuning. So we have a gridology of about 2 mils there. I'll put it in the plate position, and the plate position has nothing to do with a plate on your car or on your kitchen table. It has to do with an element in the vacuum tube. The vacuum tube has a plate, a grid, and a cathode, and it has a screen grid, which kind of keeps bugs out. And what's the other kind of grid that's in it? Control grid. There's a control grid. That's usually, some people call it your wife, because a wife kind of controls you. In any event, let's put on 40 meters. We do have, let me put it in the, now we dip the final, and you can see the bulb lights up a little bit there, and then increase it, and dip it again, and the bulb lights up a little more, and dip it again, and I could probably do it a little more, but I'm not going to overstress this. Put it in the 20 meter position. The crystal is now going to be doubled. There's the grid. I don't really need to adjust that, so the crystal, it's up on 20 meters, and I'm going to turn this down to 0. Put it in the plate position, and dip the final. There we go. And raise this up a little bit, and you can see the bulb comes up a little bit, and raise it up, and raise it up a little more, and there we are. So that's 20 meters. Gonna put it in 15 meters, and you get less drive, and well, that looks actually pretty good in the gridology position. And gonna put it in the plate position, in the meter, and then put it into CW and dip the final. There we go. And then raise it up and dip the final, and raise it up and dip the final, and the bulb is starting to come up a little bit, and Here we go. Now, I've had these before. I never got this much power out of 15 meters, and almost you get about half the power normally in 10 meters. You can see, let me get the hello test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4, 4 1/4, 3 1/4. Some hams, when they're on AM, they like to say, yay! And I don't know why they do that. In any event, we'll do the final band, and usually on 10 meters, you don't get much. So, particularly on the grid position, grid, and it's still getting fairly amount. So, gridology is at 2 mils, and I'm going to put it in the plate position. And let me turn this down to 0. Dip the final. Okay, there that is. Bring it up. Dip it down. Bring it up. Dip it down. And the bulb is starting to light up, and that's a little unusual. You get so much output on this band. Okay, dip it down. So this is probably, I've never had a DX-40 that had this much output. Maybe the Peter Dahl transformer, which it priced out, the transformer priced out at $159. Just the transformer. And I guess you can get the DX-40 for free. And you can see, you probably you'll want to use a mic that's a little bit less. This is a D52, half of a, as you can see, it's half of a D104, a D52, and so that's the Heathkit DX-40.